1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I was strumming these chords the other night after a really bad day, and just 4 very basic chords. So what we got: G, C, A minor, and D. And what I realised was, after a bit of playing, it was actually relaxing me. You know, I really felt pretty chilled afterwards. And, you know, the whole crap from that day was gone. Now, okay, it's not actually strumming though, is it? It's a fingerstyle playing. And I've got no idea if this style has a name, but I'm sure somebody can point it out to me in the chat, in the comments down below, you know, just under the like and subscribe buttons. I'd be very grateful. So I thought to myself, why not make a video for people? So here we are, and you know, at the end of this, you'll be able to play this, but not only this, you'll also be able to play every other chord that you know with this style. How's that? So let's start with the G major chord, and if you put it on like that, what you're going to be using is your thumb and 3 fingers. Now your thumb is going to play, so the E, A and D strings, and your first, second and third fingers are going to play together the G, B and E strings. Alright, so first finger on the G, second finger on the B, third finger on the top E string, and you're going to play together like that. So you're just going to pluck them, and this is played over 1 bar, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. As for your hand position, you know, when you begin this pattern, this fingerstyle pattern, what I would recommend, just when you're getting started, is to have your hand like this, kind of gripping the strings, gripping well, not gripping tight like that, but just prepared. So your thumb is going to be sitting on the the low E string. Your first finger is going to be waiting on the G. Your second is going to be waiting on the B, and your third is going to be waiting on the high E string. So, and then that way you can kind of begin the pattern. But obviously what will happen is when you finish, your hand comes away, so you've got to get back on, ready for the next bar. Ready for the next bar, ready for the next bar, and the next chord. And the next chord happens to be C major. Now this is a 5-string chord. G major was a 6-string chord, so you're playing all 6 strings. C major is a 5-string chord, so you're only playing top 5 strings. And this time it's a little bit different from the G major chord, because the first 2 notes that you're going to play, or first 2 strings you're going to play, the A and the D string, 1 and, now on the second beat, your first finger is now going to pick the G string. So thumb, thumb, G string, B, and then the B string and the E string, you play those together. So thumb, thumb, first finger, second and third finger. The timing is still exactly the same. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's put the C chord together with the G major chord and practice going round that a few times and slowly. So here we go. So we're going to start with the G, C, G, C. Just go around it a few times. And we'll play 2 bars of G, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of G, 2 bars of C. Okay, let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Isn't that nice? The A minor chord is next, and this is really cool. This is also a 5-string chord, just like the C major chord. So you're only playing 5 strings. And the great thing about that is you'll be doing exactly the same pattern with this hand, your finger picking hand, as you did with the C major chord. So there's your A minor chord. Thumb, thumb, 1, 2 and 3. Thumb, thumb, 1, 2 and 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 4 and. You know, one of the things I really like about fingerstyle playing is that a lot of the time this hand, your finger picking hand, does exactly the same thing all the time. This hand, your fretting hand, it'll change for chords, obviously, but this hand, you know, it does the same. And I like that. That's one of the great things I love about guitar. And, you know, maybe that has given you a clue as to how you'll be able to play every single chord you know using this pattern. Not just G, C, A minor and D, but every single chord you know. If it has, let me know down below in the comments. If it hasn't, stay tuned. It'll all become clear soon. But first, a little practice. Let's put some of these chords together. We've got G, we've got C, we've got A minor. But let's try, we've done G to C, so let's try G to A minor and back again a few times. So 2 bars of G, 2 bars of A minor and back. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 and. Now let's try G to C to A minor and back to G again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The last little practice one is A minor to C and G. A minor to C and G, but this time we're going to play 1 bar of A minor, 1 bar of C and 2 bars of G, and we'll repeat that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Now here's the D major chord. Now D major chord is a 4-string chord, so only the top 4 strings are going to be played. And again, it's slightly different from the G, slightly different from the C and A minor, because remember with the G chord you went and you use these 3 fingers to pick at the same time. With the C and the A minor chord you use thumb, thumb, and then you use these 2 fingers to pick at the same time. But now with the D there's going to be no picking of 2 or 3 strings at all. You're just going to be picking individual strings. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When you play fingerstyle, it's quite common for you to be very kind of stiff here, you know, really tense. And to make this sound, you know, nice and relaxing, you don't want this, right? Because that's awful. So you do need to kind of be relaxed here. You don't want to be picking too hard, and you don't want to be plucking away and pulling the strings out of the tuning pegs and everything. So you want to keep your fingers as relaxed as you can, and also your wrist as well. You don't want to be like that where it's, you know, kind of almost inflexible. So you want to be as, you know, relaxed as you can. It will take a bit of time, but you will get there. So we've done G, C, A minor and D. Now what we're going to do is going to put that together and do the chord progression that I was doing at the beginning of this fingerstyle tutorial. And it was just 1 bar of G, 1 bar of C, 1 bar of A minor and 1 bar of D. And then after that we're going to talk about how you can play every chord you know with this fingerstyle pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 and again. One more time. And I always like to finish that little type of playing with little downward strum with your thumb. Little thumb strum. Thumb strum. So how can you play every chord that you know with these kind of 3 little fingerstyle patterns? Well, G, as I said, is a 6-string chord. So any other chord that uses all 6 strings, for example, E, E7, E minor, so lots of E's, and bar chords, especially this one. But we'll forget about that for the moment. And we'll just try it with G and E minor. So the chord changes, your fingers change obviously, but this hand will do exactly the same. So G, whoops, G, E minor. With the C and A minor, they're 5-string chords. And as I said, you only play top 5 strings. So any other 5-string chords you know, you can use. So for example, A major, like that. Whoops, not like that. B7. So C, B7. And with D, D. D major is a 4-string chord. So any other chords that you know that only use the top 4 strings, for example D, for example F, D minor, F, D minor, and D7. So try them out. Let me know how you get on. Leave me a comment down below in the comments, and I'd love to get your feedback. How's it coming along? Are you doing well? Is it difficult? Is it easy? Is there any help you need from me to make this easier for you? Let me know down in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed this relaxing fingerstyle guitar technique, and in fact I did. I'm pretty chilled now, so I think I'm going to have a bit of a lie down, a bit of a nap. So thanks for joining me today, and happy fingerstyling.